Okay, so Padcast in association with TC Cars. My name's Paddy. This is going to be my first podcast. It's just going to be a short one, tell you a bit about myself, a bit about what we're going to be doing and why I'm doing it and what's going to be coming in the future. So basically, I was a casual boxing fan. I used to watch the main events. I'd watch Anthony Joshua, a bit of Tyson Fury. I remember watching Tyson Fury from when, he started on Channel 5. Proper loved him since the beginning, as everyone says. But yeah, so I was always interested in boxing, bit of a casual, would watch the main events. From then on, I'd start watching a few interviews, go on IFL, watch Hatman Strikes Back, a bit of wingy boxing, a bit of seconds out, so mix it all up, as well as I was watching Joe Rogan, so I was getting interested in MMA and all my different subjects. So I thought, I'm always talking to my friends about it. Everyone says, Pad, you don't shut up about this, you always talk about that, so loads. Well, I don't think I know loads, I just repeat a lot of things that I've seen. So I was, I got a job, met this guy called Stevie G, who's, he's into boxing as in he does the corner man. He'll go around the country, cornering all different boxers, from amateur to pro. He's a sports massage, absolutely anything behind the scenes in boxing sort of thing, as in that side of it, he's done. So we'd always talk about boxing. I was always talk about who's doing what, this boxer's going to be fighting this one and then this one's going to be fighting this one. Well, he's from Eastside Gym, so he would tell me about the boxers that were there, so who were, they had fights coming up. So then I would say, he should fight him, and then we just have good banter about it. And then he said to me, why don't we start a channel? Why don't we get it going? Well, I already had I've got a TikTok. My TikTok, I think I'm at 37,000 followers now, and then I was just making content random stuff. My TikTok is Padcast, by the way, guys, if you want to. This is all going to be under the name Padcast. My Instagram is Padcast IG. My YouTube is, just search Padcast, you'll find me straight away. So basically, so he said to me, let's start this channel. So I thought, start a YouTube channel. We went round, we've spoke to a few boxers, we've planned a few interviews. So we've got that coming up. We've got one coming up in 2 days. We've got an interview in 2 days with an up and coming boxer. We've recently just posted a video of Ibrahim Spider Suleiman. That was my first interview. It went well. It was, we'll keep doing more of them, keep following Ibrahim as he, goes through his career, because in all honesty, I do believe that he's going to be a big time fighter in the future. And that's it at the moment. But what we will be doing is we'll have a podcast where we're going to have on guests, such as I've got friends who are really into MMA. So I'd say I'm a casual MMA fan, probably a bit deeper, as in I'll watch all the UFC events, but I won't watch the prelims and stuff like that. Just one of them. I do with the boxing. I always watch the undercard, but with it's maybe in the future I'll pick up that. But I've got friends who watch fight. They've got Fight Pass. They're every single event. They'll stop playing whatever games they're playing, whatnot, and they'll make sure to watch it live. So I've got them. They want to come on the podcast. I've got friends who used to be boxers who want to come on the podcast. Chat about past life. I've got people who I've sought out since making the idea of the podcast. I've got friends who have really good stories about in their life, and I think their life could be a book. Well, now I can actually get them on the podcast and they can sit and tell you about their life, all different life experiences, have a bit of fun. So so in the future you've got MMA content, a lot of boxing content. We're gonna have YouTube, we're gonna be on Spotify, we're gonna be on iTunes. So boxing's back after the coronavirus. So we've got Eddie Hearn, who's bringing boxing back into his back garden. I think what they called it, Matchroom Square Garden. So that's what everyone's calling it. So we've got on the undercard, we've got Dalton Smith and Nathan Bennett. It's a super lightweight. We've got Jordan Gill and Reece Bellotti at featherweight, and we've got Fabio Wardley and Simon Vallily at the English heavyweight title, so we've got a title match there, and then we've got the British lightweight title against James Tennyson versus Gavin Gwynn. That is going to be a barnstormer, I tell you. Main event. Let the egg see the cheese. That's what they're saying. So you've got Ted Cheeseman against Sam Edgington. Ted Cheeseman, you know, you go back, what, a year and a half ago, everyone's talking about him, he's building up. And then you've got Sam Edgington, who, he's had a good career. I think he went into be a journeyman in the beginning, and he was told he was too good, and I think, you know, Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn really, you know, I think fell in love with him and just kept staying with him, kept giving him that push. He's had a few losses, but he's on, you know, he's back up on the come up now. So I think he's number 5 rated now. So I think what we're trying to do is, I think Ted Cheeseman wants his spot now, and if he can, coming off his losses, he can fight Sam Edgington, and then he can have that number 5 spot. So I think that's what they're trying to do. But I think now it's time for Sam. If he can make this fight and win this fight, I think he's going to hit the upper echelons there, and I think that's going to take him up there. But then you've got what we got coming up in the future. We've got Alexander Povetkin versus Dillian Whyte. Now Dillian Whyte has been mandatory. Well, he hasn't been mandatory. He's been number 1 for something like 1,000 days or something like this. But I think he's been. So his mandatory is due in February next year. So like he's got this fight against Povetkin. Now some people say Povetkin is, you know, past it, or, you know, but I see Povetkin as our Derek Chisora. I see him as like the gatekeeper. You know what I mean? I think if you can, I believe Dillian Whyte's already there, but if you had, you know, low prospects, heavyweight prospects such as Daniel Dubois or Joe Joyce, I know they're not with Eddie Hearn or whatever, and it might, I don't know how well, he's not with Eddie Hearn, but you know what I mean? If you had them fighting someone like Povetkin, that would get them up there. But I believe Dillian Whyte, he likes to just fight. He's even fighting in the back garden, you know what I mean? He's not even fighting in front of a crowd, so he's down to fight. But this could be a banana skin, so should he have waited for it? Or should he have waited for his title shot or not? Or is the title shot even going to be in February now because of the coronavirus? You don't even know if it's going to be in February now. They may, you know, change the ruling or whatnot. On the same night, we've got Katie Taylor versus Delphine Persoon. Now, when they fought last, a lot of people say that Delphine Persoon won. A lot of people say, you know, Katie Taylor won, but you could have given it a draw. You could have given it either way. I watched it. Honestly, I weren't too sure. I think, you know, when you've got a fighter and you're kind of a bit biased towards them, you might give them an extra round and stuff like that. But when looking back, I'd say Delphine Persoon just nicked that. But Katie Taylor, now this is what champions do, don't they? When there's a little, you know, did they win? They make sure they go back and they win it. Well, she was supposed to fight. I think was it Breakhouse, or Amanda Serrano. So she wants to do the Breakhouse fight, but she wanted to fight Amanda Serrano. I think they signed for that, and then Amanda Serrano got a TV deal in America, like to do, you know, what's it called, like reality TV. So she's gone and done that. So then they said, well, do you want to fight Delphine Persoon? Katie Taylor was like, yes, straight away. Took Delphine Persoon. Now we've got that on the same card as Dillian Whyte and Povetkin. I think that's going to be massive. I think what else we got in the future? So we've got Khabib's coming back. I heard that yesterday. You know, so to about his father, what happened. He's back though. He's back in training. He's ready. So we've got him coming back. We've just had Volkanovski win again. You know, he's got his belt outright. So we've got, you know, that on the cards. We've got Adesanya. He ain't fought yet since the, you know, corona outbreak. So we've got him coming back soon. I just feel like now with the, you know, the boxing, with the UFC, I feel like both sides, we've just got loads. Like the UFC cards been unreal. If you don't watch them, guys, like Fight Island's been amazing. Like Dana White, basically at first he was putting on shows like just towards the end of the corona outbreak, and you know, it was going all right, but he said he was just going to end up burning out his American talent. So he got a place in Abu Dhabi, and got a little place there. It's called Fight Island. I think it's like a 10-mile square radius sort of thing where no one other than the fighters or trainers whatever can get in. So what he's done, so he's put that on, but now a lot of people from all different countries can travel there with no flight restrictions, whatnot. So he's been putting on like mad main events. I think there was something like 3 title fights on one card in the last one. And you just think, bloody hell. So he's literally pushing it. You had Darren Till against Whittaker the other day. Someone actually commented on Facebook to me saying, how did I think Till got on? And I was, to be fair, I meant to watch it when it was on, and then the following morning I was like, oh, I'll watch it. And then I've been busy the past few days, so I've been doing stuff, and then I was like, oh yeah, the Till fight. I didn't look at social media, so I had a little look. And yeah, and so I don't know what happened. There's something with his front leg, I think. Like he just seems to have, he couldn't, stand properly. It just seems like, I'm not going to make an excuse up for him. No, I'd say the better man on the night won, but it was a good fight, weren't too bad. But now what's next for Whittaker? Because it's a bit mad for him, isn't it? Whereas he not long had a title fight with Adesanya. Now he's going to fight, now he's fought Till, where Till's up there, so I'm thinking he's back up there now, so who does he fight? He's fight Romero, or, it's going to be a mad one. You got Costa as well, who wants Adesanya. That is a tasty division, that is. Whoa, we've got Miocic versus Cormier coming up as well. I don't quite know the date, I'll probably check the date for you now. But Miocic versus Cormier, that's another one. So the first one you watched and you thought, in all honesty, I thought Miocic was going to win it. He got knocked out. Second one, swinging, barnstorm. Cormier gets knocked out. Now Cormier's going to retire. I'll follow Cormier on his, he's got a podcast with Ariel Hawani. He's, so he's back. He does the UFC shows and stuff like that. He's on ESPN. So I've been watching him do that. So you can see he's gradually making his way out. Like Bisping did, the way Bisping's now up there. And he's doing UFC. He's got his own show. It seems like he's following the same suit, which is wicked. So they've got their fight coming up. So this could even mean, I don't even Miocic how long he's carrying on for. So this could be a retirement fight either way. I'm guessing if Miocic lost, but here we go. So that's going to be a massive fight. And then I think that's it then, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload more to my YouTube. You're going to get constant content. So from the day this drops, my plan is to have a video minimum each week as I'm getting started. The more the more I can get, I'll do. So the better I get, the more easier it is to make. The more less editing so forth. Then I'll make more, as well as I'll be posting on my TikToks. I do post a lot of shorts, so I'll be doing them every day. So if you want to get on my Facebook, if you search Padcast on Facebook, you'll find on there. I've got a page, and it's mainly about boxing at the moment, but you'll get more and more vast once I get more subjects to talk about, different people on. You'll start adding to that. So I said my TikTok, I'm on my podcast. Facebook Padcast. If you're on Instagram, it's Padcast IG. So I've literally just started, other than my TikTok account, all of these accounts. So just trying to get the ball rolling. And then we're going to post our podcast onto iTunes. We're going to post it onto Spotify. So all of these, podcasts, anywhere you can get podcasts from, that's where we'll be uploading them. Just want to say thanks for listening, guys. It's been Padcast in association with TC Cars. Take care and have a nice day.